You had made some suggestions about some things you think that the city needs to advocate on in terms of trying to address the opioid epidemic. What are some of your thoughts or things you'd like to see the city do?
Well, I think that we can help Representative Isenhart and others in the Iowa legislature who are trying to advance some public policy to make us a little safer in that arena by just adding our advocacy to it. If we can get a couple sentences into our legislative program this fall for their consideration next January when they reconvene, I think that would be helpful. One of the pieces that they're talking about is a Good Samaritan piece for reporting. So if some people are using illegal drugs and one of them gets into medical trouble, the others would not be penalized for making an emergency call to help them. Right now, the tendency may be to run away and protect yourself because you've got some criminal exposure under current law. Now, our prosecutors tell us that they're not really interested in taking those people down, but it's a pretty scary time when it's a pretty scary time no matter what, when somebody goes down, becomes unresponsive, maybe not breathing. A little scarier if you're doing something that could get you in trouble when that occurs. So we'd like to have some Good Samaritan protection for that caller so that they call instead of run. The other piece that we're trying to increase engagement with is the prescription medicine registry for some of these opioids, so that if you write a prescription, it goes in the registry, and the next physician just asked to extend it would have access to that information, and we could find people needing help to get unaddicted to get that help instead of get another refill and get in a worse situation. Because eventually those refills run out, and now you're no longer getting the pharmaceutical quality drug. Now you get whatever the street has to offer. And now you're looking at some real potential harm. You're already in harm's way, and we've kind of gotten to a pain-free world. Now some things hurt, and the idea of anesthetic and analgesic therapy ought to be to make it hurt less, but I don't think we're currently being careful enough in the general practice of medicine. I'm not really pointing any fingers here, but just generally, we're a little too liberal sometimes with some of the pain prescriptions, particularly for the more short-term relationships. Somebody who's having a procedure done is discharged and they end up back with their primary care physician and a new prescription they've gotten from their surgeon or their oral surgeon or whomever the short encounter was with. And boy, that pain medication feels good for some people. We've got to do a better job on the front end of assessing who might be at risk for addictive behaviors, and it'd be nice to have some intervention available for people who have been taking these pharmaceuticals that we need to get off them, that we need to safely, therapeutically wean away from them and get them to a better place so they're not at risk. So it's a big issue. Turning Point's helping take the lead. There's an organization called Crush, and Representative Isenhart's just been amazing too.